Hi, I'm Russ Morgan with Allen and Associates. I feel so privileged to be the one to speak to you from our group to show you how to live an abundant life that is financially free. If you've been to any of our boot camps in the past, you can recognize our passion for financial education. This video series is going to take ideas that we've gathered and created over the last 6 years and compile those into a core message that you can take and put into action into your life. Let's face it, our country is a mess right now, both politically and economically. I think that these things are going to potentially put your financial future in jeopardy. The content that we've created here is going to equip you to offset those issues. Now, for some of you, you're not going to want to take an active approach, and that's okay. But what I would encourage you to do is just press the little red X at the top right of your screen. This video series would not be for you. Okay, now we've got that out of the way. Last week we sent out a survey and your answers came pouring back in. Our question was, what is standing in your way from attaining financial freedom? The list was long, over 100 responses, but the top of the list was debt and taxes and not having enough time, all of which I can relate to. See, I'm a dad of 4. My wife, who's a dentist, homeschools our 3 children in her off time because she works 2 days a week and is at home the other 3 days. In addition to trying to pay off student loan debts and to pay back her practice loans, we're constantly trying to manage both home life and personal. Now, some people will tell you that the best thing you can do is pass the burdens of your finances to someone else. They believe that actually can reduce stress for you. But I would tell you that I believe the opposite. And I'm going to show you why in this video. Freedom is defined by the power or right to act without hindrance or restraint. Let's talk about the 3 main challenges that hinder us from being financially free. These 3 things hold our family back from its wants and desires. This causes many sleepless nights. We find that over 40% of your hard-earned money is being given to someone else in interest on debt and taxes, causing you to have a lack of control and excess stress. As we grow older, our concerns focus on not running out of money and trying to find better ways to juggle savings without hindering our lifestyle. Debt, taxes, and lifestyle, how do these affect you? I believe they stand in the way of your financial freedom. You probably don't think of this as your freedom being withheld from you. You might not even use those words. However, financial captivity exists when you experience restrictions, limitations, or difficulty in regards to access and control of your money. The way to reach the American dream of achieving prosperity happens through hard work and determination. Notice how these words contain action, very similar to these words. Do you see the correlation of financial freedom and taking action now? What would our founding fathers think of what's going on right now in our country? When did we the people lose this financial freedom? What happened? How can we get it back? Meet Brad. Early in his life, he gets caught in debt. Sound familiar? He soon gets married, has a family, and is challenged by trying to juggle business, financial obligations, and saving money. Before he knows it, Brad's approaching retirement and everything that comes with it. He has plans for traveling and leaving a legacy. His major concern is now running out of money. The light bulb for Brad usually goes off and he's exposed to the idea that he must keep money in motion, and the one who handles this function is the one who wins. Think about it. Who gets access to all your money? Why wouldn't you want to create a system to do that personally? I'll unpack this idea even further in the next video, but the concept of utilizing your money and keeping access to it helps you not compromise today's wants for the future's desires. Let's take a look now back at Brad. The older Brad gets, the more responsibility he carries. This load can become overwhelming and lead Brad to making some destructive financial decisions. Debt,
taxes, and investment risks surround him every day. The effects of this can create stress, staying up at night, working additional hours, which reduces his lifestyle and prevents Brad from true financial freedom. If he doesn't figure out a way to juggle these problems, they could last a lifetime and, even worse, be passed down to his children and grandchildren.
How do you help your children avoid or bypass being in the same exact situation as Brad? Remember the definition I gave you earlier for freedom? That's the right or the power to act without hindrance or restraint. That means we're going to be taking an active role. This should be taught to all generations, and if it is, it can become the best financial freedom a family can possess. I'm dedicated to teaching you the future impacts to future generations in our third video of the series. Some of you mentioned in the survey that maybe you had a spouse who is not on board. No, I'm not going to get involved in that conversation, but I think you should. Stress is the leading cause to ending both life and marriages. Now, what's the leading cause of stress? You got it. It's money. That's why in our upcoming Freedom Conference, we're going to be dedicated to teaching you how to take a proactive approach in your finances, helping you learn so that you can take action on these areas.
Here are some quick starting points for you. Set a goal to read a book at least once a month. Not a big reader? Use apps like Audible to listen to books in your car. That's what I do. Here are some of my favorite financial books. I encourage you to create a team for your finances. Make sure all your advisors, including your CPA, your insurance agent, and your investment advisor, are working together. We refer to this as an integrated resource network. Having them all meet together with you annually will force them to create cohesive plans. This keeps you moving forward and creates accountability for all. In addition to those, start tracking your cash flow. Use sites like mint.com, YNAB, or Money. Cash flow is critical, and you must track it and maintain the upper hand on access to it.
We're not making these videos to keep you on your current path. The light bulbs for people go off and shine brighter than you ever could imagine at the end of our conferences. They walk away in a position they've never been in before. I can't tell you how many times someone has asked me, why hasn't somebody showed me this earlier? I'll be back in the next few days for the next video in this series. As a lifelong learner, I believe knowledge does not equal understanding, but taking action does. Use the comments below to share with me what your financially free world looks like. I will share mine.